great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. Good thing I got Huli, my helper, here with me. We got too much shit going on. We got vertical, we got horizontal, we got TikTok over here. We're still trying to get TikTok onto StreamYard, so hopefully one of these days we'll be able to do it all in one. But in the meantime, I'm here on TikTok, I'm here on YouTube, and I'm here with my good friend Huli Halleck. Huli, how are you? Let's see how she's doing. How are you doing, Huli?
Hi. Playing around with my new toy of vertical. So
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
yes, it is. And you're seeing it too. So people who normally see us on the horizontal way, as usual with their computer, they can see us. And now when people are watching reels in YouTube, and we will going to be popping up on their feed. So
Cool.
that will be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to play around with getting that TikTok feed into StreamYard. It's still sort of janky. I couldn't figure it out today. Yeah.
I tried it too. We'll get to it. So people wait. We're coming with more things.
Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
And thanks for telling me I was on mute. All right. So, like I said, I'm an immigration attorney. I'll be here for the next hour. Mao wants to know, is it true the president terminated the TPS for Somalis living in Minnesota? He says he is, but most Somalis in Minnesota have immigration status beyond TPS. I'm sure it'll still affect some people, but it'll be under attack, and he's got to do it the right way. He can't just write a tweet and make it happen. He's not king. And of course, we live in the United States where there are no kings. I just got back from Curacao, Aruba, and Grand Cayman. We had a wonderful time. I don't know if you guys saw yesterday's show yesterday. I was doing it from the airport. It was a little bit janky. I was a little bit trying to figure shit out. And I was a little bit out of practice. So I'll be here for the next hour and a half, taking as many questions as I can. I've got Navi, then I got I-45 denied, then Black and Masood. So let's start with Navi. Hello.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, sir. So, sir, today I just wanted to know if I go with the Mandamus or not. Because last time we talked, you said that judge not gonna give you a continue. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of story so you know what was my issue.
Okay.
Come to country 12 years ago, file asylum, but I enter without inspection. File asylum and then married to U.S. citizen in 2016. File I-130, got approved. Then asylum case went to administration closure, and then file 601A waiver. 601A waiver got approved. Then my court date came. We asked for a judge. I was documentary qualified with NVC for my immigrant visa in Mumbai, India. And the judge, we showed the judge, and we asked for a continue, and he gave me a continue for 4 months. He did not give me more than 4 months because he was going to give me voluntary departure. But I asked him I wanted to remain with my family because I
remember.
Still. Yeah, you remember. Okay. Yeah. All right, sir. That 4 month was over last week. Like my attorney said that you're not going to get it another continue because I want him to ask the judge another continue. He said you may gonna piss the judge off, but his decision should not be changed about your voluntary departure. Well, I guess it was my lucky day, and he did give me a continue.
That's good.
So right now I know that I can be with my family, so I have to depart the country when my interview comes. But So with NVC, today we are sitting here. I'm 11 months and 16 days with documentary qualified with my immigrant visa, and I still not have my interview. Even like in same category, my other friends and families, they have their interviews, but not mine. So what should I do right now, sir?
So when you check with other people, you said, friends and family have had it. What do you understand the normal processing time between DQ and interview in Mumbai to be?
Sir, the least I see the person, three months and 16 days he got his interview, and the least I say 14 months. So I don't know, like if people are same category and same going through same situation, I think they just guessing it who they want to give an interview first or not, and who they want people to just wait.
Right. So where do you live now in America?
State of Ohio. That's another thing because people are keep telling me that you're gonna waste your money, and state of Ohio putting a sue on State Department is not going to work. But they're not lawyers. That's why I wanted to ask you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've certainly filed lawsuits against the State Department in Ohio, and they've certainly worked before. I mean, how long did the judge give you for your next court date?
He was pretty good this time. He said, "Why don't you let me know when you're ready to go? File a
Wow.
motion to reclander." He said, "I'll get you fast, and then I'll give you the voluntary departure." That's what he said.
Wow, that was great.
Yeah, that was like, that's a Trump judge, and he gave me this option. Yeah, we was lucky, and my lawyer was not like believing me, like believe that. He said if you wanted to go find a lawyer and gonna do the mandamus, you can, but in state of Ohio is very less chance. That's why I came to you, and you know,
What about unlawful presence? Are you worried about a bar if you leave?
uh, why would I have a bar? I have a 601A waiver approved.
Oh, right, right, right. And
Yeah.
you're not worried. Sorry, I forgot about that. And you're not worried about any other reasons why they might say you're inadmissible where you would need a 601 waiver?
Oh, no, sir. That's everything. I talked to a couple other attorney. That's clean to go. No two-time entry, no criminal record or anything like that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, here's what I would say, and I know it's easy for me to say because it's not my money, but it's just money. So if you're worried, I mean, I would take the chance. You need the interview date, and certainly where we get the most motions to dismiss, there's no doubt about it, are cases that haven't had an interview yet. But I would say yours is sort of a special case. We can throw everything in there about your case in there. And now that you're at 13 months, you're sort of at that outside processing date. So, I mean, the way we do lawsuits now, we used to say it was $5,500 and then $405 filing fee. Now what we say it's $4,000, and if you get a motion to dismiss, then we charge the extra $1,500 to fight the motion to dismiss. So if you want to take the chance, I'd certainly love to see what happens. But like I said, it's your money, not mine.
Yeah, but I'm not right now. I'm not worried about it. But what do you suggest right now? Like, you are
Well,
the
it's funny.
experience here.
Funny. I would rather have sued the last time you called me when you had an
Uh,
actual pending court date, but I don't think it really matters. I think we can just say, how long have you been in removal?
since I filed it 2014.
2014. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you've been in removal for a really long time. I would say if we throw all of it in there, I would say it's probably a 60% chance they file a motion to dismiss, a 40% chance they just schedule you for an interview.
Uh, what is the meaning of motion to dismiss? Who's gonna?
Oh, sure. I'll explain that to you. Yeah. So when we file a lawsuit,
Mhm.
when we file a lawsuit, it's not like you and I are going to march into court one day and talk to the judge and tell the judge how long you've been waiting and how horrible this is. That's not what the lawsuits does. And technically that could happen, but it never does. So when I file a lawsuit, it's really just trying to get them to pay attention to a case that they're not really paying attention to.
Okay.
Right? So I don't know if they know about the urgent things you have going on. Besides, like, for all I know, they might just think you're a regular I-130 with a 601A waiver. They might not know everything else, right?
Okay.
So when I filed a lawsuit, like I would file a lawsuit in federal court in Ohio, and I would say, that Navi's been waiting for too long for his interview, and judge, you should
Okay.
order them to decide it faster. And so I send a copy of the lawsuit to the State Department. I send a copy of the lawsuit to the U.S. Attorney in Ohio,
Okay.
and then they either start to work on the case and just say, Jim, here's what we're going to do. We're going to schedule Navi's interview, and then you can just dismiss the lawsuit, or they say, we don't want you to tell us what to do. We're gonna file a motion to dismiss the case because we think Navi hasn't waited long enough and we want him to keep waiting. And then the judge decides. So if they file a motion to dismiss, it slows everything down. So that's the thing. I think it's a little bit more likely than not that they file a motion to dismiss in your case just because you haven't had your interview yet. Otherwise, they would just start working on the case.
So when you say that I have a special case, so when you file a mandamus, you gonna write down this everything with a
Sure.
statement?
Yeah, we tell the whole story of why this is so important to you and why you're especially harmed by the fact that they haven't decided this quickly.
Oh, okay, sir. Well, that sounds good. And I did talk to Daniel, and he sent me something, and I'll just go back and work with him.
Okay.
And thanks for your help, sir.
Yeah, I'll have Huli send me your contact info, and I'll look it over. I'll look at Daniel's notes. I'll talk to him on Monday, and we'll follow up on Monday. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Bye, Navi. See you, bud.
Bye.
All right. Manny says they can't hear themselves in the green room. I think that's true. I think in the green room you can't hear yourself. Yep. Masood, hello. Paging Masood.
Hi,
Hello.
can you hear me, Jim?
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, great. First of all, thank you so much for all the excellent information and analysis that you put out there, and you help a lot of people, starting with me. But something happened this week, which I wanted to get your take on. By the way, I'm not the petitioner. I'm just helping my daughter-in-law file a I-751 removal of conditions. And I was alarmed by the new policy on public charge, which, as you know, is threatening to rescind the 2022 policy on public charge. And of course, by very definition, it's supposed to apply only to admissibility, not to people who already admitted into the country. But I wanted to see whether you think that logic will prevail on USCIS, which doesn't seem to be following, rational thinking. In that, I wonder if they're going to say, as they do say in the notice for comments, that they plan to now include not only cash-based public assistance but also Medicaid and SNAP, and whether that will be held against the petitioner for a removal of conditions, and then the N-400, which then will follow in a year and a half, in which admissibility is a requirement, and I wonder whether they'll apply the new definition of public charge against those applicants. What do you think?
So I'm glad you asked me the question. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I want to make sure that everyone understands. This would be a good video for me, Huli, if you could remind me. Okay, so let's talk about the history of public charge. Of course, public charge has been on the books in the Immigration Nationality Act for decades, like since the 1920s, right? And so it's always been there. And what happens is different administrations choose to enforce it and interpret the statute in whatever way they see fit. So if they want to help immigrants, they make it sort of easy and don't really hype public charge. And then in times where they don't like immigrants, like under Trump, they make it sort of more important and a bigger deal, right? So last time when Trump was president, he just unilaterally, they issued a proclamation that they were going to start enforcing public charge. But what they didn't do is something that's really important under the law. So there's this law called the Administrative Procedures Act, which governs how any agency is supposed to change rules. And when you want to change the rule really formally, you're supposed to go through what's called notice and comment. So you have to print the proposed rule, and then you have to leave it open for comment, and then you have to take comment and then issue a final rule. Those clowns could not pull that off last time during the first Trump administration, right? So what happened was, and they just did this little order. Well, Biden, one of the few things that Biden actually did that actually helps immigrants, I mean, literally one of the few things, like less than 5 things that he did to help immigrants, was they went through they saw what he tried to do last time, and they went through sort of the time-consuming formal process of making public charge the way that it's supposed to be, that is sort of fair and actually helps immigrants, okay? So I think that the Trump administration, it's going to be really slow, and I think they probably can't pull it off to make it as harsh as they want to be. I might be wrong, but based on what I remember Biden doing during his administration and Trump fucking around with this for so long, not being able to pull it off last time, and now he actually has to overcome the actual rule that Biden put into place, I don't think anyone needs to worry about this for any time soon. And in particular, your daughter 100% doesn't have to worry about this, because it doesn't apply to people who are applying for removal of conditions or for people who are applying for citizenship.
Well, that's a big relief to hear that. And of course, if they tried to do that, it would go against all precedent. But I do wonder whether on the issue of admissibility at the time of naturalization, that might become an issue, because admissibility is one of the requirements under N400. No.
Nope. Admissibility is only for green card, the initial green card. Once you have your green card, you're on track for citizenship. They haven't and probably won't be able to. I mean, they're trying to make citizenship harder. They're trying to make it so it's only for people that are contributing to society. And I suppose that, they are going to continue this war on poor people. But I think that any immigration lawyer worth their salt would be able to put together a case and fight back any kind of arguments that people who don't have a lot of money lack good moral character. And I don't think they're looking to mess with this for people's citizenship. I think it's focused more on the green card.
Okay, Jim, that was really helpful. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks for the call, Masood. All right. Did anybody see Taco Trump meeting with Zoran Mamdani yesterday? So here, Donald Trump and the MAGA crowd have been railing on this socialist, communist, Muslim, anti-Zionist mayor of New York, right? And so Trump loves to put up straw men and be a big bully and say a bunch of scary things, right? Trump loves that. But when he's confronted face to face with someone, he was literally pawing Mamdani, and he let him call him a fascist to his fucking face. Here it is, big burly Trump. These MAGA people love to post these weird Soviet-style pictures of Donald Trump with no shirt on and a totally stacked six-pack abs and make him look like he's so strong. He's such a taco. Trump always chickens out. And that's what bullies do. When confronted, like, they're real tough behind a keyboard, or they're real tough when they have cameras in the Oval Office. But here's this young man who obviously has a lot of charisma and won Trump over, which is why the people in New York voted for him. They like him. But here's Trump, Mr. Tough Guy, just totally, as Nestor said, fangirling over Mamdani. It's a total joke. MAGA's losing their mind. I don't know what in the hell's going on with MAGA. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she of the Jewish space laser quotes and all the other hateful and terrible things she's done as part of MAGA. I know she's on a rehabilitation tour. She had the temerity to say bad things about Trump, and MAGA turned on her, and she started getting death threats. And now Marjorie Taylor Greene has announced that she's not going to run or she's going to quit her term on January 5th, 2026, halfway through her term. Sort of crazy. MAGA's in meltdown mode. Trump said I made a TikTok about this morning. Trump said that H-1B visas are good for America because, of course, they are. That whole story down in Atlanta, in Georgia, when that ICE raid happened and they hogtied all those South Korean people here on H-1Bs, and then everybody left to go back, and then all these people in Georgia lost their jobs. Of course, MAGA was rooting for that. Well, Donald Trump said yesterday or on Thursday that he knows that employers and foreign companies need to bring H-1B workers in. And MAGA's losing its mind. And of course, I don't even need to get into Epstein, right? So there's something going on in MAGA. I think that Trump and Pam Bondi are going to continue to hold out on providing the Epstein files. They're going to keep the pictures of Donald Trump with Epstein and little girls hidden. They're going to keep yeah. Speaking of dinner, Robert, I'm thinking I'm the Moss talk. Sorry, I got distracted. So let me finish what I was saying, and then I'll get to Robert. So I think that Donald Trump, he's more than a cat. He has more than 9 lives. He survives things that no other human politician would ever survive. Remember when it was a scandal that Barack Obama wore a brown suit? Remember when it was a scandal that Howard Dean, after winning in Iowa, or coming in second, I think, did a hee-haw! Remember that? And that was like the end of his political career, that he got all excited on the stump. Anyway, weird things going on in MAGA world, and you know what? I'm here for it. I love it. And I'm trying not to like mainline MSNBC and watch that shit all day long because it's not good for my psyche. And I really enjoyed being away from the news on our cruise. That was a really nice byproduct, was just sort of disconnecting from all that anger and stuff. But I'm enjoying this from afar, and it's certainly fun to see. Laura says, I'm happy to see that some previously devoted MAGA fans are now defecting. The GOP is going to be destroyed from the inside out. Well, here's the one thing I can take solace in. There's one person I know who will not be able to hold MAGA together, and that's that motherfucker J.D. Vance. I can't wait to see them turn on him. He's as phony as a $3 bill, and they're going to see it. All right, with that being said, Robert, my Moss talk got moved to 1:15 p.m. on that first Sunday in December. So I'm proposing that we meet and watch that Chargers game, Chargers Eagles game on TV on that Sunday night, if you're available. I don't remember how far you are, but anyway. Yeah, wasn't it nice? Yeah, the quiet piggy. Yeah, wasn't it nice, Laura, not having to hear? And I was keeping track of stuff. I just wasn't watching it all day long, and I was off my phone most of the trip. Huli, is the vertical optional or is it mandatory now? People can pick? Okay, I don't know how they do that, but all right, good. I'll send you a text, or I'll let you know, Robert. We'll figure that out. All right, we talked to Masood. Let's go to Zeely. Hello, Zeely.
Hey, Jim, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Hey, again, thanks for your time. I appreciate it. So for me, I entered the States with a F1 student visa, and then I got a job after I graduated. I got a H-1B visa. Then I married to a U.S. citizen. And this year in May, we filed the I-130 and 485. And on September 23rd this year, we had our green card interview. And it's been 2 months since our interview, and the 485 is still pending. But I got the I-130 approved, but the 485 is still pending. And along with my work permit and advanced parole, those documents just no, I didn't hear anything after I submitted the file back in May. Seems everything is on hold.
What's the receipt date on everything?
So we submitted everything back in May this year, May 13th, and the interview date is September 23rd, 2 months ago, and the I-130 was approved
Yep.
a week after the interview, and
How
everything else is.
was the interview?
The interview was pretty long. It took 2 hours. So for me personally, for the 485 questions, I had some yes questions. Um, um, it's because I was arrested back in 2022. I was charged with aggravated battery in a public space in the state of Illinois, but the case was dismissed in 2 months, and then I expunged everything, but I gathered every information, all the arrest records, and the case was dismissed and expunged later on. I present everything to the interview officer, but again, I was like interrogated during the interview. The whole interview lasted about like 2 hours long, and there was nothing, no decisions.
Is this in Chicago?
No, this is in where I'm now, Washington D.C.
Okay, so let me tell you some things that I've been hearing lately and that I've seen lately, okay?
Yeah,
Well, first of all, I want to make sure that you understand that expungement has no bearing when it comes to immigration. Like USCIS could care less that you got anything expunged. It doesn't mean anything to them, right?
right.
Okay. Number two, then the dismissal. Talk to me about the dismissal. How did you do you mean it must not be, did the court just drop it, or did you have to like go classes and do all that
Oh no,
stuff?
there were no contingencies, no fines, no jail time, no nothing, and the prosecutor dropped the case, and yeah.
So you didn't have to plead anything. It just
No,
they just
no,
didn't have.
nothing.
Okay. Okay. All right. So the thing that I was told yesterday, one of our attorneys was in an interview yesterday, and USCIS told them that you guys aren't going to believe this, that officers now have to write a written report as to why they are approving a case. So they can't just approve it. And they have to justify for people above them any case that they want to approve. So this is a big problem. It's going to really slow things down. And of course, that's on purpose.
Okay.
So, in the old days, you would go to your interview, they'd approve the I-130. They would say, well, there's no reason. I mean, certainly an arrest. Did you get arrested or just a ticket?
Yeah, I was arrested and stayed overnight in the jail.
So an arrest that on a charge that was dismissed should have no bearing on whether or not you get your green card. None. Zero. There's no reason to slow down the case. There's no reason for extra scrutiny. If the case was dropped, then a frontline officer should be able to approve it. But they're not doing that, right? So they're just sitting on your case. And I can't tell you how many people I've talked to lately, including like 3 people on the show yesterday. There's something going on at USCIS where they're approving the I-130s and they're sitting on the 45s. And until yesterday, I didn't really know what it was, but now I think it's this requirement that they file a memorandum explaining why they want to approve a case. So that's probably why it's taking long. Now, I would say if you filed in May and you don't have your work card yet, that's sort of bullshit.
Yeah, like nothing was approved, the work permit and the travel permit, and yeah, it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah. So I would think about suing them for your work card if you need it. If you need your work card, you might sue them, and that might get the whole thing moving.
Okay, are you talking about writ of Mandamus?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So for my case, when do you think we should Like how much longer do you think I should wait before I take this action?
Do you need your work card?
Well, kind of. I mean, I'm more. I do need the work card, but I kind of more just want to get the green card approved rather than just getting the work card.
Yeah. So I would wait maybe. I mean, I would wait probably a year from when you filed.
Oh, damn! You think they're gonna hold my case for that long? That's
I don't know. I hope
insane.
not. They don't seem to be, but they do. They
Okay,
do. Yeah, that's why I was sort of focusing on the work card.
I see.
Because like what I'm saying is I can't argue in good faith that your delay of however many months it's been is unreasonable for the green card, but I can for the EAD.
I see. So after the interview, I was given a written notice saying that if I don't hear anything in 120 days, like
Yeah.
I don't contact them if I don't hear anything in 120 days, but after that, I can't talk to them.
That's just all BS. They don't get to control when you talk to them. That's just BS.
Okay, I see. All right.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah. Thanks, Jim. Again, thanks for your time. I'll let you know if I want to move forward. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, buddy. I didn't know you could watch YouTube on Wi-Fi. I didn't think they let you do that, Julian. That's pretty exciting. Julian's watching us up in the air on their way to the United States. That's pretty exciting. I got Shonda, I got Jacques, and Joselie. Let me change Shonda's last name. We don't want anything identifying. All right, here we go. Shonda, hello.
Hey, Jim.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
I've always watched your show. I'm from Jamaica. I always watch your show, right?
Big ups.
Oh, thank you. Question, right? My mother, she filed for me back in 2024 when she was a lawfully permanent resident, right? And this year she got her citizenship.
Okay.
How long does it take for my I-130 to come to get approved?
Well,
How many years?
you're over 21, I assume?
Yes, I am 32.
And when did mom file?
Back in August 2024.
Okay. So the case has been on file for, and are you married? You're unmarried, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. So do you know about the visa bulletin?
No.
Okay, cool. We're going to do a little show and tell today. All right.
No problem.
All right. So the visa bulletin is a report that comes out every month from the State Department. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And so, and I assume you're outside the United States, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you in Jamaica?
Yes, sir.
How are things?
It's rough, but we have life. We're grateful for life.
I was talking to one of the guys on the boat that I was just on. He was the bartender and he was from Jamaica. And he said basically all the roads are blocked. That's the biggest problem.
Yes, because, certain things like food trucks and stuff like AIDS and stuff, it's difficult for them to get access to us. But it's cleared now, so people can come in and help. But it's rough. It's very rough.
So this is probably why you're asking, Jim, when am I going to get my damn visa?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, kind of.
So we shouldn't laugh too much because it's going to be a long time. So so if you look on the visa bulletin, this is how I always do it. So the first thing you want to do, can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so see there where it says family sponsored preferences, there's different preference categories. So you were in the F2B category, which is the unmarried son and daughter over the age of 21 of a green card holder, being your mom. Now you're in the F1 category, which is unmarried sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. That's the F1 category. See that there?
Yeah.
And then what we do is we go down and we look. Right now, the National Visa Center is issuing visas for people in your current category who filed in November of 2016, and you were in the category of F2B December of 2016. So it's going to be an 8-year wait at least, probably longer.
Okay. And there is no way I can have her like update it because now she's a citizen or no?
Well, actually, if you look at this, they're actually a little further ahead on the unmarried sons and daughters of green card holders than they are for unmarried sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. So you can, but it doesn't change anything. They're only a month apart.
Okay, okay. And what you said about visa, they're issuing visa too.
They're working on cases from 2016, and yours is 2024. Because there's
24, yeah.
so just for everybody, for the spouses, the children, and the parents of U.S. citizens, there are an unlimited number of visas available. They can give out as many as they want. But for everybody else,
Oh.
if you look at this, it's capped. See, so like 20 in the F2B category, which is what you used to be on, that was 23% of the green card cases. See, they set aside 114 to 226,000 visas available every year. And then in your category, there's only 23,400 plus any left over. And so Congress hasn't increased the number of visas that are available. So what that means is there's all these people whose mom filed for them in 2017, 2018, 2019, who are ahead of you in line.
Yeah.
So it's just a line.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. All right, Jim.
Thanks, Shonda.
All right,
See ya.
thank you.
Good luck. Yep, for sure. All right. That was Shonda. Let's go to Jacques. Hello, Jacques.
Hey, good morning. Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm doing great too.
So my question is, I've been married 4 years to my wife, and so I got my EID, I got my conditional green card. I just applied to get my conditions removed about 7 months ago, and now my wife wants to get a divorce. What would that do to my green card status?
I'm sorry to hear that. Why does she want to get divorced?
So if you really want to know is so I work a lot and things like that, and she just says she just can't deal with me always working, never being home, and she needs somebody, that's takes more time off and things like that.
Okay. And so the 751 is already on file and you both signed it, right?
Yes.
And so let's put immigration to the side for a minute so I can get an idea of your timeline. Like, has she filed for divorce? Is she going to file tomorrow? Like, what's the plan?
Well, so that's the thing. I want to figure out because she wants to help me still get my green card. So I don't know if that's a thing that she can do, if she can write like a letter and stuff. So she hasn't filed for a divorce yet. Because I'm seeing a lawyer next week. But I just wanted to be sure, like, do I need her to file for the divorce right away, or does she need to wait to file for it, or?
So I think that's great that she isn't out to get you and isn't out to send you back home, right? I think that's great. So the best way she can help you is to get a divorce done sooner rather than later, and then you'll refile your own 751. And if you can include an affidavit from her that says, yeah, this was a real marriage, me and Jacques, it just didn't work out. He works too much and I loved him, and we thought it was going to go the distance, but unfortunately it didn't. But I think he's a good person and I'd like him to stay in the United States. I think that'd be the best case scenario for you.
Yeah, because I'm also helping her paying her house, so that's why she doesn't want me to go.
Well, that's fucked up, because then you're starting to talk about transactional shit like paying money to help me not lose my green card. So I know
I don't want to use it like that. I mean, it's
well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you or I or she wants it to be viewed at. That's how they would view it. That's what's important.
Okay.
So if the marriage is over, the marriage is over, and everybody should cut contact. Get that part moving, and then you need to file a new 751 on your own. And she can help, but you can't keep paying her money. And she in order for her to, I know that's not what you're doing, but you can't even have the appearance of that. Otherwise, you're in trouble.
Okay.
Okay.
So then from there on, USS, would they then still? I mean, I know you can't give me the answer, but it will still be their decision if they want to deport me or not.
Well, here's what I would say. We've probably handled 200 or more. What we in our office we call these 751 solos. It's a waiver case where you're trying to get your own green card, your own 10-year green card without your spouse, other than them maybe signing that affidavit. We've always gotten them approved. Now they might still cause trouble, and it's Trumplandia and all that stuff. But if you have a good lawyer who knows what they're doing, like if you needed our help, we could help you. There's no reason to worry, especially if your wife is willing to sign an affidavit. It'll take a long time. You'll be starting over. And it probably won't be until you have your 5 years of your green card when you apply for citizenship that actually they decide the 751, but you should be able to get it approved and you should be able to stay in the United States.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I've got a good life here, so whatever it takes, I don't want to,
Yeah, but just
very
don't.
grateful for that.
But I'm much more. I'd rather you, get working on the divorce and have a clean cut than this, going back and forth, like her helping you and you helping her and her helping you. I don't like any of that stuff.
Okay. That's what the paralegal said about my other lawyer too. Is he's like, yeah, I mean, it's great that she wants to write you a letter, but you got to be careful as to other things that I'm
Yeah, and
involved
you just
in with as
do all
well.
that at the end. Like don't like condition the divorce terms on it. Don't just. I would say, hey, I might ask you down the road for an affidavit that it was real, but other than that, we don't even need to talk about it. We'll just deal with that later. Let's get this stuff done, and then we'll talk about it.
All right, yeah, because I mean, the other thing was that parents and sisters also said they would help writing me a letter if that's the case. So I just wanted to know if that's things that are necessary, or do I just, go file? Doesn't matter who files the divorce. Can it be me as well, or does it need to be her?
It does not.
Okay. Yeah, because I am from Indiana. That's why I filed all my stuff.
Yeah. Well, let us know if you need help, okay, Jock?
How do I get in contact with you? Do I just stay on this thing and get your email and stuff here?
Yeah, let me see. Julie, do you have Jock? She's saying, yeah, Julie will send you an email. We'll follow up, okay?
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. All right. This is the Immigration Answer Show. We're at the halfway mark. I'll be here for another 45 minutes. Although, Julie, I might have to run to the restroom. I might need you to come and sing a song or two. We'll see. I've been drinking too much water. Let's go to I-45 denied. Hello. You're on mute.
Hello, Jim. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm trying. Trying to be good. So, I'm gonna give a little background about my history.
Okay.
So I came to the United States in 2015, right? I came on a B1, B2 visa, and about 2 years later, I think about 1 year later, I got married. Then, approximately 2 years later, I filed for I-360 because she was abusive and we were ready to go our separate ways. However, the I-360 was denied because they requested for more evidence, and at the time they requested more evidence.
More evidence about the marriage, or more evidence about abuse?
More evidence about the marriage. Thanks for about marriage. So,
yep.
And there are doubts about the marriage, anyways.
Yep.
And when they requested for evidence, I was out of the house already. Like, we were separated. I couldn't respond to that. Like 3 more years down the line, I got married. The marriage ended. Then I got married to my current wife, and everything's going smooth. We have a kid, and we filed for another immigration benefits. However, this time around, they approved the I-130. I think you're right about approving I-130 and just sitting on I-485 lately. And I happen to be a culprit of that as well. However, they have a very tangible reason for mine, because whatever they requested for in the previous filing, it was not answered by the lawyers. So this time around, I got another lawyer for the whole process from the jump. He didn't do nothing, so I fired his ass. Then I got another lawyer.
Okay.
I got another lawyer. So the other lawyer I got, they came up with a strategy, because this second petition, right? They called me for another interview specifically for I-485, and honestly, Jim, I goofed. I messed up during the interview. I think I don't know if you will remember. I messed up my addresses and how I met a friend. And you were like, it's nothing. But that was the time Trump was just sworn in. And I was like, well, you are far more experienced about this. You're probably right, but it's a new sheriff in town. This guy is crazy, it could become a big deal. Actually, it became a big deal. And due to that, the guy sent, the USCIS sent notice of intent to deny. And the new attorney that I hired said, okay, let's file I-601 with it, which we did. But I think they approached the I-601 aggressively. They were sounding authoritatively that I deserved the 485, and they still didn't, address the questions. So it looks like the question has been there for years, and we are not addressing it as USCIS wanted. And lo and behold, yesterday I got denied. So my question now is, with this whole scenario, what is the way forward from here, or that's it?
So let's back up. Where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
And when you met when you lived in Nigeria, were you single or were you married?
No, I was single.
So you never applied for any visa in Nigeria in which you said that you were married to the U.S.
Nope.
State Department?
Nope.
What was the purpose of your visit to the United States?
It was on an educational conference.
Did you go to the conference?
Yes, I did.
Why didn't you leave on time?
Because things were not really smooth back home then. Then I just lost my dad, and a lot of things were going on. And I just thought, I could probably have a better life over here. Let me stay behind.
Okay, and so then you married this person, we'll call her Alice, right?
Okay, Alice. Yeah.
So Alice files an I-130 for you, and you and an I-485. You file a 45, right?
Yes.
And then
I would say Alice is my current wife, right?
No, Alice is I'm talking about the first wife. A for Alice.
The first wife.
Yeah,
Okay.
We'll call second wife Betty. B for Betty.
Okay.
Alice filed an I-130 for you.
No, I filed I-360 in that.
So you and Alice never filed anything directly together.
No, we did not.
Okay, and how long were you and Alice married before you filed the I-360?
About a year.
And when you filed the I-360, did you have an attorney?
Yes. She messed it up too,
No,
because they messed it up to the extent that, they had an address that is in Chicago, but they put a zip code and state of Indiana. They messed up that much.
For you, or you're talking about for you or for this law firm?
I mean, the law firm messed up the application. That's what I'm saying. The I-360.
They messed up your address or their address?
No, my address. Later on when this USCIS officer started pointing all those out, that's when I started saying like, oh, this is all messed up. They have every right to really drill me to see what's going on.
Wait, so I don't understand. So the law firm filed an I-360, and this was a lawyer, not a paralegal or a fake lawyer, right?
Yeah, a lawyer. Yeah.
And they filed an I-360, and they listed your wrong address on it, and you didn't catch it.
One of the mistakes over there.
You didn't catch it when you signed the form. Okay.
No, I didn't catch it.
Was it an address that you had ever lived at, or was it some other random address?
No, it was an address I've lived at. It's just that they were wrong with the in the city and the state, but the address was right. But they were just wrong with the city and the state.
So they put 123 Main Street, Chicago, Illinois, but it should have been 123 Main Street, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Exactly, something
Okay.
like that.
So did the law firm get a copy of the request for evidence on the VAWA case?
On the VAWA case, yes, they did.
Okay, and did you reply to that?
Yes, but what USCIS was asking, what they were requesting for, I couldn't provide it because I was separated from Alice already.
So then what difference does the wrong address being on there make?
I mean, it was just one of the things that the USCIS officer pointed out in my new application when he sent intent to deny.
Okay, so
It
now
was just one of those.
okay. So did the 360 ever get denied?
Yes, it was denied.
When?
I think it was 2019 or 2020. I think it was 2020.
Did you know at that time that it was denied?
Yes, I got a letter. I got a mail as well.
And did you know that it wasn't? Did you know that you weren't? Did you know that there was not going to be a timely response to the RFE or the notice of intent to deny? Like, did you know that
they actually they actually responded, but they responded with nothing new other than what the evidences that were previously submitted.
Because you didn't have any.
Yes, I didn't have any because I wasn't living with the woman anymore.
Okay. All right. So then, okay. So when you filed this new case, so then then you're out of status for years, and you marry Betty, and Betty files a new. Before you and Betty filed the new case, did you do a FOIA to see everything that was in the file from the original case?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And was there anything in there that surprised you?
There wasn't really much when I went through it. It wasn't really a lot that I think I would say that was the negligence on my part. I didn't, take my time to read through everything thoroughly. I would say most of this issue is I have a lot of, blame on my end as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so then when did you and your wife file the I-130, the new wife?
And I think that was in June 2021.
Okay. And then when did you have your first interview?
We had our first interview. Well, we filed in April 2021. We had our first interview in May 2022.
So this is during Biden time.
Yes.
And did they separate you at that interview?
No, they did not.
Did a lawyer go with you to that interview?
Yes, but like I said, they didn't do nothing.
Okay, and how did it go?
The interview went just pretty well. It was quick. They just asked the addresses that I should verify the addresses.
So again, we have an address problem. And you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that triggers off the old fraud alert. I mean, this case. I think we can fairly say that the problems with this case would exist whether Biden or Trump was president. There's plenty to blame Trump for.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So then you don't hear anything on that case for 3 years, and now it gets set for a second interview on the 485.
We didn't hear for a while. I think over a year. Then we filed for writ of mandamus.
With me or somebody else?
No, with somebody else. It wasn't a lawyer. It was my friend. It's a frequent listener of your show, and he filed one for himself as well, and he provided me with a guide about how to file for writ of mandamus, which
That's the dumbest. That's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. Now we have Nigerian notarios helping people file writs of mandamus on.
No. He's a very close friend of mine. He didn't do it for nobody else. It was just like, hey, I did this. I was able to, get it
So again, it's
done.
the dumbest, fucking thing I've ever heard, and he's a fucking idiot. He should stop watching this show, and he should never do that again. So, okay, so you file a writ of mandamus, and they schedule you for a second green card interview. Is this Indianapolis or Chicago? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, was this Indianapolis or Chicago?
In Chicago.
And what happens at this interview? Oh, I think his audio is dying. Are you there?
And how I came to Chicago, but however, I I messed up the way I moved to Chicago. I think it was another place where I messed up with the address again. And then, after that, they requested for they sent a notice of intent to deny. And then that's when I got another lawyer to like, hey, um, let's respond to this. The lawyers actually thought that filing I-601 with it would be good,
Yeah,
but
it probably
but
was.
they
What was
yeah they go ahead.
what was the misrepresentation that they were trying to tackle by the 601? Like what did they say was the reason that they needed the 601?
I think that's where we had issue from the letter that came in the denial letter. The USCIS was saying, okay, fine, I know you guys fight for misrepresentation, but misrepresentation on what? They filed I-601 like in
Your audio your
January.
audio is your audio is really bad. Do you know what's wrong with your audio? Are you there? I don't. I'll keep talking while he tries to fix his audio. I don't blame attorneys on this. Is your fucked up case. This is an attorney. This isn't a. There's no attorney mistakes here. This is your situation. Yeah, this is his situation. I don't blame any lawyers for this. Do you guys? I don't. I think that. I mean, I don't know how long he's watched this show, but we've heard this story many, many times before. I mean, the thing about when you say you need a 601 waiver, you have to sort of set out what the misrepresentations were that you're asking to be waived. If you have one little bitty misrepresentation, that's big different than filing a fake VAWA case or a fake marriage VAWA case, right? So I think this brother has lots of problems far and beyond bad lawyering. We hear about bad lawyers all the time. I don't know that the lawyers did anything wrong. I just think this was a tough set of facts. You have a man from Nigeria who came to the United States, married someone, never filed for an immigration benefit until he filed for VAWA, which people who've been watching this show have seen many, many times, right? Yeah, they didn't. That's right, Manu. They didn't believe the first marriage, right? And so then we have a long period out of status, new marriage. They believe the marriage, but the whole history means this guy's going to removal. Hey, Julio, I'm going to go hit the restroom real quick. Can you do a little song and dance for me? Let me pull you up. I'll be right back.
Hi guys. I don't have the belly dance that Jim has pending, but I'll just remind you our main point of contact if you're looking to hire an attorney to help you with your case, filing it or have a delay on it, give us a call at 314-961-8200. Remember that if you're looking only for guidance to have a little bit a clue or more clear your path, well, we have this show that it's 1 hour and a half long. Jim does it 4 to 5 times a week, okay? And it's totally free. So remember, you just need to send us subscribe, to our SMS. Well, not SMS now, it's inbox. I forgot. I have to get used to that. I lost practice too, right? I think so. So I just added on the comments the link so you can subscribe and get the link to join in into our immigration answer show early so you can save your spot. So for those of you who would like to participate on the show, remember you will go into our green room where you need to answer some basic questions before moving forward to our backstage to talk to Jem. So feel free to join in. Remember, this is totally free where you can get guidance. And another thing, don't forget that we have our WhatsApp number. We only have one WhatsApp number. We don't charge for screen calls to analyze your case and let you know how we can help you. Okay. And our WhatsApp number is 314-685-6254. And all yours.
Thanks, Julie. Awesome. Isn't she the best? Working on a Saturday. Isn't that nice of her? Josalie is here. Hello.
Hi, hello.
Did I say your name right?
Yes, you did.
What's up?
Good morning, Jim. Thank you. I've listened to your show almost every time you're on, and that has helped me a lot. My question to you today is I'm a US citizen. I'm married back in April. My husband came to the United States back in 2023 under the CHNV humanitarian parole program.
Yep.
We filed the I-130, I-485, and work permit in June. We submitted the application before his I-94 expired, but it's been 5 months now. We haven't heard anything in regards to his work authorization. His priority date is next week. So is it safe to make an inquiry to USCIS about what's taking his work permit so long, or how can we go about it moving forward?
When you say his priority date becomes current next week, that means you're a green card holder?
No, I'm a US citizen.
Okay, what do you mean his priority date becomes current next week? What do you mean?
No, when you check for the status, it tells you how long you have until you can make an inquiry with USCIS.
You can inquire whenever you want. That's just bullshit from them. Don't listen to them. Go ahead and inquire.
Okay, so will that be an issue with his status being with him being out of status?
No.
Okay. Yes, another family member of mine is in the same situation, but her sister had filed for her before she entered the state with under a CHNV parole. But now she was told by a lawyer that she has 120 days to leave the United States with her family before his case that he has pending, that she has pending, become null and void. So I wonder, is it the same situation for my husband, or I'm not sure.
So, I mean, we have to talk about everything that is going on, both with CHNV and with DHS. So, they don't believe that Biden had the legal authority to waive people into the United States through humanitarian parole, right?
Yes.
So that's number one. That's one thing that's true about your spouse's case. So they are sitting on adjustment cases and work cards for people seeking adjustment based on their interpretation that it wasn't a valid entry for your husband, right? So I don't think you can just sort of sit around and hope that he gets some immigration benefits, i.e. a work card and a green card. I think you're going to have to fight like hell for it. I think you're probably going to end up having to sue them. I think you're going to have to litigate the issue of whether or not he has a valid entry into the United States so as to be eligible for adjustment. I think that what's probably going on with the other case that you mentioned is that because they terminated the parole and TPS for everybody from those countries, if it's a sister applying for a sister case, that case isn't going to become current for years and years, which means the beneficiary, the person who came on CHNV, will be out of status, and that's why the attorney is encouraging them to leave. There's an argument that applies to your husband as well, but if I had to guess, I would not voluntarily leave if I were your husband. But I think you guys have to be very realistic to know the fight that you're in. It's not like a regular old green card case.
Okay. So what can we do moving forward?
So the whole thing everything's been on file since when?
June.
Of 25?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're just waiting for now. And then I think that, you might want to get lawyers involved sooner rather than later. We could start beating the bushes. We could sue them for the work card, or we could, start laying the groundwork for a lawsuit later. I don't think there's anything for us to do right now. But I would start saving money, because you're going to need some help. I don't think they're just going to voluntarily give your husband a green card.
Okay. Which is the thing is, we've been together for 6 years now, married for a few months, and even for him to enter in the CHNV program, I was the one that filed everything for him to get him here. So I'm not sure. So
what does that have to do with anything?
No, I was just putting things out there.
Okay, that's fine.
I was just putting things out there. So
why'd you wait so long to get married?
I wasn't ready.
Oh, okay, that's fine. No worries.
Yeah, I wasn't ready.
Yeah. So now you're just waiting.
Yeah, we just waiting and waiting. So usually in his case, USCIS say he will take usually 3.5 months. So we're going on 5 months now, no work permit.
This is not a usual case. You need to start getting educated as to what they're doing to people, and you need to need to start following the litigation, because this is all being litigated, whether it's legal for them to do what they're doing, which I don't think it is. But you do not have a regular green card case.
Okay. So can we hire your law firm to represent us?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll follow up, okay? I'll tell Julio will have the team follow up on Monday, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for the call.
Thanks.
All right. Let's go to Hamam. Hello.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, Jim.
Hamam,
Can you hear
are you
me?
there? You're not on mute, but we can't hear you. We will come back. Nope. Let's see. All right, let's go to Ali. Hello. Ali, hello. You're on mute. Everybody, nobody's ready. Hello?
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
I'm good. What's up?
I'm great. So I got a quick question. I'm not gonna take that long. I just have the N400 approved. Then they send me a ceremony. Then they canceled it. For they saying that it's for unforeseen circumstances. They canceled it a couple months ago. Since then, I didn't hear anything. So is that normal?
No. Why do you think they did that?
I'm thinking it might be.
Oh, he's just about to say what it was. I was on bated breath.
So I'm assuming that's like something common, or should I already reached out to them twice, and they told me as soon as we found some spot for you, we're gonna sneak you in. It seems like it's. I'm just waiting online. I don't have any problems. So I told him, should I worry about anything? He said no. You just gotta wait. How long? He said he doesn't know too.
So your audio dropped when you were explaining why you think they might have done it. Could you say it again?
No, I say it might be connected with the government shutdown thing.
Yeah. So I would say, when was your interview?
My interview is on. Hold on. Let me just give you the right date. 1 second. Okay, the interview was back on like February, but then 3 months later they send more evidence, request for more evidence. I submit the evidence that they ask for.
Which was what?
Then they need like more evidence for bona fide marriage, like things to prove, because I went to the interview without anything. I went with my wife, but she asked me, do you have like new pictures? I say, I do have all of that, but I didn't bring nothing with me. So she said, you can submit me all that later on, and everything go well. She said, you don't have to worry. As soon as I get the evidence, I'm going to approve the case. And that's what I did. Then 3 months later, like I submit the evidence, September 26th, your N400 application for naturalization was placed in line for oath ceremony scheduling. Then on the same day, they say we schedule your oath ceremony for your N400. I got the schedule. They scheduled it on October 23rd. Then on October 2nd, they canceled it.
Mm-hmm.
Then since then, I didn't hear anything.
Okay, so you're probably right. It might have something to do with the shutdown. I might give them like 6 weeks, and then if you don't have a decision, say by the end of the year, if you don't have a decision by the end of the year, I'd sue them in January and try to get the thing moving.
So should I call them in January, or how?
No, I would say if you don't have a decision by January, call me back and then we'll sue them.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right, thanks for the call.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, that's one thing about the oath ceremony is just because they say it's approved doesn't mean it's approved. The only thing that matters is when you actually get your citizenship or green card. The rest of the stuff is sort of a waste of time. Desiree wants to know, can you pay for a consultation? No, we don't offer consultations. Now, if you want to hire us to be your lawyer, you can call the office at 314-961-8200 or that WhatsApp number there on the screen. We don't do, yeah, he's past 120 days user, but I'm just trying to save him a little money because I think it probably is related to the shutdown, which is why I'd give him another 6 weeks to see what happens. But we don't offer consultations, Desiree, because if people want to ask me questions just to know things, they can do it on this show. If they want to hire us, they can call the office and talk to the team about what it costs and what we would do for them and how that would look. But we don't like give advice on people's cases. That's not how we do it. All right. Oh, so here's liberal people. Hello, hi Jim. I'm confused about the process of working with you or your office because I'm still waiting for your call after I hired your firm for a delay or mandamus lawsuit a week ago. Could you please clarify? Well, that's not good. Can you hop in the private room and talk to Huli and we'll make sure that thing gets moving. I'd be surprised. And Huli, I'd like to know about that too. If you could tell me who that is, we will follow up. If you could message Huli, or if you have my email, Jim@HackingImmigrationLaw, you can just email me, Jim@HackingImmigrationLaw.com, and I'll make sure that we follow up. I'm sorry that happened. And I will say it shouldn't have had anything to do with me being out of the country because that's supposed to happen without me. Yeah, Huli said jump on in. All right, Marissa is here. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Jim. Thank you for taking my call. So my parents filed for their I-130 and they approved it in 2002. It was in Mexico and it's a F4, so a sibling is the one that filed the petition. They filed for their adjustment of status in November 2022 as soon as the visa bulletin was up to date. They went to the interview April 30th of this year.
Wait, time out. Who's applying for who?
So it's my uncle, my mom's sibling, applied for them, and this was in 2002. And according to the Mexico, the F4, it just came up to date. That was in 2022.
Were you even alive then?
Yeah, I was. Yes. So I'm a DACA recipient.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm a DACA recipient.
Wait, so Uncle Joe
Yes.
Uncle Jose filed for his sister or brother and their spouse.
Correct. Yes.
And they were in the United States when that happened, or they were outside the United States when that happened?
They were in the U.S. and the United States, and they have not left since then.
Okay.
So they had their interview April 30th of 2025, and at the interview, they received a termination or a revoked notice saying that they revoked the I-130. But we never received anything, and I guess it was due to NBC never received anything, so like that it was inactive that we didn't go forward to do anything. But they filed for the adjustment of status as soon as it came, so we just assumed that the lawyers spoke to NBC and they kind of knew. We didn't know we had to keep on logging into the NBC so they could know that that we're doing like everything we could and possible to adjust status.
So they can't adjust status
Why is that?
because they're out of status.
And how?
Huh?
So their I-130 no longer is
Forget their I-130.
available.
When did mom and dad come to the United States?
They came in 2000
How did they enter?
illegally.
So when you enter the United States without inspection,
hmm
and when you are not in valid non-immigrant status, you can't adjust your status. This was never going to work.
So
Oh.
all of her siblings just adjusted status, and it was through the same petition.
So was it a Life Act petition?
What was that?
When was the I-130 actually filed?
The I-130 was filed in 2000 and approved in 2002.
Okay, so it was a Life Act petition. I thought you said they filed it in 2002. Okay.
No, they're approved in 2002 before the April 2002 date that they had.
So because it was a standalone I-130 without an accompanying 485, USCIS sent it on to the National Visa Center some time ago, and then the National Visa Center was waiting around for that petition to be acted upon. And because they were waiting for their priority date to become current, and because they were inside the United States, they let it sort of drop with National Visa Center. And then eventually National Visa Center sent it back to USCIS, who revoked the approved I-130 for failure to take additional action on it.
Even though they had applied for the 485?
Well, that's a good question.
Because
So
they applied for the 485 November 2022, and then they received the termination 2025. So we had already been waiting those 3 years. We just didn't.
so those fuckers didn't terminate it back in the day. They just did it now because you filed for the 485.
Oh.
No,
And
I'm guessing.
okay.
No, that's actually good. I thought that's actually good that they. I mean, it's not good.
So our attorney received a RFE, and all they were asking for was a approval notice letter, but our attorney never sent the RFE. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. So she was talking to the Detroit field office, the supervisor, and they informed them that we didn't need to do anything, to just disregard the RFE, that it was their error, that they were corrected. But it's been since April and they haven't done anything. Because even at the interview, they showed the termination letter, which was the first time we ever saw it. So we never received anything like that. And then in there, they said it's an error that they should correct it.
What's the date of the termination letter? I know you didn't get it.
So yeah, so the one that they showed it at the interview. So the date of the termination letter was April 3rd, 2025, and their interview was April 30th, 2025.
So, okay, here's what I'll say. I believe I have a general understanding of everything that happened. If I was going to take this on as a case, I'd want to get a lot more detail.
Yeah.
But I think I basically got the gist of things.
Okay.
I think what probably needs to happen is your mom and dad need to hire us to go over everything and to sue the USCIS field office in Detroit.
So, sorry. So now one big problem. This year, we received a removal of proceeding order. So I don't know and we got a master court hearing from that. The I-485 is still pending. We have not gotten a denial, but now we received a removal order.
Not a removal order, a notice. A notice to appear.
Okay.
Right.
And then we could do something before going to that court date.
So just so I'm clear, the notice to appear was issued after they denied the 485?
So it's still pending. We still have not received approval or a denial for the 485.
Okay. So tell me what happened when mom and dad go to their interview.
So when they went to the interview, that's what the first thing they showed them was that they received the revoked notice. But since the USCIS officer said it was their mistake, that there's no reason that they should have received it because we did everything possible to keep it going, and since it was 3 years prior to that they adjusted status. Well, they filed to adjust status. So he said, we're still going to go through with the interview. Everything went well. We cannot approve you until we get this fixed. But he said it was something they should fix. But again, this was since April and they haven't done anything. I tried reaching out to a senator, congressman, and I've gotten several different responses from NVC and the USCIS.
And then they got a notice to appear in immigration court.
Yeah, they got that one this week. And we still have not heard back from USCIS.
Fuckers.
Yeah, it's been really hard to get a hold of them. Unfortunately, our lawyer, the attorney we had, as soon as she received this, she said that she did everything she could, but she's no longer going to be working with us because she doesn't work with those kind of orders anymore. So she kind of,
Well,
yeah.
I think you came to the right place. It's a very interesting case. I would love to take a look at everything and come up with a game plan for your parents. I think we could help them.
Do you think there's some? Yeah, because right now I tried looking more in Michigan. I tried reaching out to all the lawyers nearby, and nobody's willing to work with us. I know you're out of state. I did see you have a office in Chicago, which is a little closer to us.
Yeah, and I've sued that Detroit field office many times, and we do removal cases we do immigration all over the country, so we could definitely help with this.
And you do think then it's something that could be fixed? Something?
I do think so. What I would say is I wouldn't lose hope yet.
Okay.
When is the first court date?
The master hearing is April 2026.
Okay, that's good. That gives us a little bit of time.
Yeah, it gives us a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't know then and there. So if the NVC terminates it, then the USCIS revokes it. And what they've been telling us that it's hard to reinstate that, even showing proof that we did everything we could.
Yeah.
And we never received any of the letters. The only one that received it was our previous attorney, which was back in 2002 when we filed for that. We spoke to him. He said he didn't have anything to do with it. He just threw it away because he assumed we received it, but we never received anything in the mail. And we have our updated addresses on there, so I don't know how we would have missed it.
So let's not get mom and dad's hopes up yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's still have them be. I mean, I don't want them to be unduly scared, but
yeah,
I don't want you to feel like, I know for sure that I can solve this.
But something you're willing to work with us.
Yep.
Okay.
Can you start sending me everything?
Yes, I'm gonna speak to Julie to see how we can get a hold of you that we can hire you. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jim.
Bye. Laura wants to know, if you want to apply for citizenship, how far ahead of time should they contact your office? I'd say 90 days or so, 60 days, somewhere in there. Let's have some fun. This has been a little bit of a heavy show, especially coming back from sunny Caribbean Sea. What are you guys going to do this weekend? Anything fun? On TikTok, you guys going to do anything fun? What am I going to do? I'm going to hang out with the kids. The boys are home. 2 boys are home, and the 3rd boy comes home on Monday, so that'll be nice. We're having Thanksgiving at our house on Thursday. No show tomorrow, but we'll do a show on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then we'll probably do a show on Friday. So I'm back in business. People on TikTok are asking me to call them or to take a consultation. If you want to get a hold of us, the number is 314-961-8200. Oh, Riru 2024 is preparing for their interview on Monday. Well, good luck with that. I assume it's a green card interview. I hope it goes well. How about everybody else? What are you guys doing? And Laura, you always know how to get a hold of me, so you need to worry about that. What else are you guys doing? Anything else? Juli, we were busy today, huh? I think people missed us. Yep. All right. Well, we'll see everybody on Monday. Have a great rest of your Saturday and a nice day off tomorrow. I'm going to see Les Miserables, my favorite musical, tomorrow. Instead of putting myself through the torture of watching your New York Jets. Oh, TLT's making some chili. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to go see Les Mis tomorrow, which is my favorite. I read the novel, which is really, really long. It's like 1,200 pages or 14. I love it. I think there's a lot of interesting angles to it. I'll probably read it again sometime. Just great. I also want to let you know that we finished Death by Lightning, which is all about President James Garfield and the man who shot him. The novel is beautifully written, Laura. But Death by Lightning, very good on Netflix. Highly recommend. Nick Offerman, Bradley Whitford, Michael Shannon plays James Garfield, and it's terrific. Really, really good. It's only 4 episodes, and 2 of them are only 45 minutes, so you can probably watch the whole damn thing in order, but it's really good. I will see you guys. Listen, if you want to get a hold of us, email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. We will follow up with any inquiry, anything we can do. The perfect neighbor. Oh, geez. Laura, I told you about that. That was not a perfect neighbor. If you guys haven't watched that, the number is 314-961-8200. 314-961-8200. Julie's going to drop the WhatsApp number in the comment or in the bottom of the screen so I can give you guys that too. Our email is info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, and the WhatsApp is 1-314-685-6254. I was talking to people on WhatsApp while I was out of the country. Hope you guys all have a great night. TLT, happy Thanksgiving. Everybody else, big ups to all the Yardies. Stay safe. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye, guys. Thanks, Julie.